What up? Welcome back to Downrange Gaming Son. And I know I'm sorry guys that it's been taking so long to get another one of these videos out, but I had to get something situated with YouTube and now it's all square. So I'm going to start doing these on a scheduled basis, but I want to know what would be the best schedule from you guys. Like what would be the best day? I want to do it like once a week. Which day and what's the best time to upload East Coast time? And which games do you want to see me play? I love playing Call of Duty, so let me know if any other games completely different. I don't know. Indiana Jones, I don't know. Any Xbox games, put it in the comments. Let me know if I should try something else. But in this Call of Duty gameplay, my skills aren't as good as they were about 2 weeks ago because I took some time off from playing. And it was my first day back. Enough of that. What you really came for, I know a lot of you guys want to hear the stories. So I left you last time with the last week of Camp Bolus, which is tech school, military training, the police academy, which is the last week. And I'm just going to skip ahead to graduation. So yeah, I finished through and I graduated from tech school. I think the date was October 4th. I remember exactly, actually, October 4th, because it was like I couldn't wait for that day. And once I graduated, I got to go home on leave for like, I think I got to go home on leave for like a week. But once you graduate from security forces, you know, you have the ceremony, you get your, the big thing is getting your beret. I'm sure you've seen pictures of me wearing that beret. It says Defender Fortis on it. That's the security forces beret. So that really feels accomplishment when you get to put the beret on and the badge. It's like, yes, now I made it. So we graduated, no big deal. It wasn't as big ceremony as boot camp was. My family didn't come out for that. I got to meet like the security forces commander. You know, he shakes your hand, pinches your badge on for you. And it just feels great. Like once you get it done, you're like, oh my God, I made it. I'm done. But then I remember going home, well not home, but going back to the dorm. And we're waiting now at this point. Like once you graduate, you can leave as soon as you get your orders. Like, and that's the goal, was like to get the hell out of there and go home because you miss your family and your friends back home. So, you know, you're waiting for your orders and that could take, like, I heard stories of guys waited like 3 days, a week. One guy waited, like, he was stuck there for like a month waiting for his orders because paperwork. So you want to get them quick and you're scared that you're going to wait. Luckily, I got my orders immediately. And once you get your orders, they're going to tell you which base you're going to start at. Like, all right, well, you're going to this base, you're going to that base. And you actually got to kind of pick. Like if you wanted to try and stay, well, you don't really get to pick, but you can suggest like, look, I don't want to go overseas. I want to stay stateside, or I don't want to stay stateside. I want to go overseas. My dumbass said I want to stay stateside, not knowing that overseas was so awesome. But so I got my orders and it was Barksdale Air Force Base. I'm like, okay, Barksdale. I'm like one of the 4 people that got their orders. And I'm all excited. I could see all the other troops were mad. Like, oh, Jesse got his orders, man. He's leaving. So I got my orders. I'm already packing my stuff up, like buying a plane ticket, because the military ain't going to pay for me to go home. They're going to pay for me to fly me to Barksdale. And I didn't even know where Barksdale is yet. So I'm just like super excited, packing my stuff up. And I'm like, wait, let me figure out where Barksdale's at. Look it up and it's Louisiana. I'm like, whoa, I really wanted to be like like near home, like New Jersey, which was stupid. I don't know. If you join the military, don't try to go back home. That's the dumbest thing you could possibly do. But that's what I thought I wanted. So I got Louisiana. I'm like, wow. So I'm asking like some higher ups, like if they know anything about Barksdale, and it's not sounding good for me as to go there. Like the base for cops is not very good. But whatever, I get my stuff, I fly. I think my flight was ridiculously expensive. I bought it like the day so I could fly out the next day, and it was like $700 one way from San Antonio to Philly. So I go home on leave. I'm home for about 7 days. And I don't have any money. Like, the military didn't pay that well at being at the rank I'm at and everything. So I had no money to get from New Jersey to Louisiana to my first base. Like, I'm sure the military was supposed to reimburse me somehow. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, so I took a bus. I took a bus from New Jersey to Louisiana to go to my first base, which was the biggest mistake of my life. Like, I did it to save money because I think it was only like $100 as opposed to like another $700 to fly into Louisiana. And I was like on a Greyhound, and it was the most miserable thing I could have ever did. I think I was on this bus for 28 hours I believe 28 hours, and it, you know, it stopped at different spots, and it was just dirty. It just stunk, and I did it, man. It was like the dumbest thing. So I get into Louisiana, just pissed. My luggage is gone. Like, you know, they keep it under the bus, but like they're taking stuff off and on all the time. Like, they couldn't find my luggage that was under there. I'm like, what the hell? I get there, lose my luggage, and I'm like flipping out. Like, the bus that my luggage was on is about to leave now. I've been there for like a half hour, like fighting with them. Like, it's got to be. I was like, let me go under the bus and look, because you must have missed it. I go under there, I pull it out. There it is. And, you know, it could have went to the next stop. I would never got my stuff. But so when you're in the Air Force and you get to your first base, a sponsor is supposed to come pick you up. That's what they're called, a sponsor. So it's another security force guy that's been doing, you know, the job there for so many years or whatever. So he comes, picks me up, and you can already tell he's pissed because, you know, they made him go do this. I was pissed too when I was sponsored. He wasn't a good sponsor. He just picks me up, doesn't tell me anything. Like, you know, give me like the lowdown, like, what's it like being a cop on this base? You know, anything. He doesn't tell me nothing. Drops me off at the hotel. It says report to, you know, building whatever at 0700 tomorrow. I'm like, okay, and that's it. I'm there. So I'm at the base now, and I go report at 0700 to I think it was called the administrative office, and they kind of just like get all my paperwork situated, get me fit in, put me on a certain flight, because on the security forces side of the job there was about 4 flights that worked different schedules. So I got Delta flight, and I also had to do another 3 weeks of training at the base to just get ready for working on that base. So I'll just skip that training. It was just dry stuff. So anyways, I get my first day as a, you know, military member doing the job on the base. I think I worked on the flight line. Now, being security forces in the Air Force, you always have to show up to work like an hour and a half early, so you can go arm up with your weapon. You got to fall into this thing we call guard mount, where you all fall in, like the whole flight will fall in. The flight chief will talk to you. That takes another 30 minutes, and then you go post, and that's when your time really starts, the 10 hours you're about to work. And then you got to go out and post. You swap post with the team that was working already. You'll switch out, and now you're working. So that was my first day. I guess I'll get into all the details of what happened that day, because I got some stories, and we're coming up on the end of this video. So I just want to thank you guys again for listening to my videos and watching the gameplay. So make sure you give a thumbs up and favorite. Make sure you leave comments on what other games you want to see me play, and maybe some questions about some stuff I'm not covering in my stories that you might want to know. And not tomorrow, but the next video I do, I'm going to talk about, now that I got that all out the way, like me going from tech school to my first base, I can really get into the funny stories and situations that happen, and how I got married, and how then I got divorced, and then how this dude pulled his nuts out of his BDUs and he made it say it was bubble gum and he got in trouble. I don't know. I got a lot of funny, crazy stories that my first base, and I'll start pumping these out. And yeah, like again, tell me what day and what time is it best for you guys. Peace on the streets, son.